Welcome to Six Figs. I'm Kyle, and in today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about everything internet computer from the charts to the ecosystem. We'll be charting ICP, Kong, EXE, and Bob in just a second. We're going to be covering some launch pads as well, and we're going to be talking a little bit about Caffeine AI, which is very relevant to this video. But before we get started, just hit me up on X at Real6Fig, because this is where I'm dropping lots of alpha for you, especially internet computer related. Now, what is exactly Caffeine AI? It's been this top secret project that Dfinity has been building very quietly behind the scenes, and they have been gatekeeping this thing like Fort Knox. Okay, so with that said, what exactly is Caffeine AI? Well, on the banner of their X account at Caffeine AI, you can see an application that appears to have some sort of prompt written in there to develop an application. And you can see that this application, Caffeine AI, will write the software based off this AI prompt and deploy it on chain. This is going to solve humongous issues for people looking to develop. The biggest barriers of entry to development side of Web3 or Web 2 for that matter. Number one, people don't know how to code. 90%, 99% of people don't know how to code. This breaks down that barrier. Number two, a lot of people just don't have the money to hire a good developer to build this stuff out. Now, I think that this is going to absolutely break a lot of these barriers down, and I think that Caffeine AI, once released, which it's rumored to be released January 1st. So whether or not that happens, we'll find out. But hopefully soon this thing gets released to the masses. Now, we're going to be talking a little bit about launch pads here. FOMOWell, the channel sponsor, is going to the SNS. So get on in there and vote. They've got 3 days, 18 hours left. And folks, FOMOWell is a token launchpad. Basically, go to FOMOWell.com and click create a new token. And it's as easy as filling out some information and connecting a wallet. Pack a Pump, folks, another great token launcher. It's very easy to launch a token. Same type of thing. ICTO. It's a new token launcher. I think that this one will do well. Bob.fun. Launch.bob.fun is another token launcher. So we're right now in the ecosystem, we've got 4 great token launchers that are ready to start launching meme coins, shit coins, real project coins. So I'm excited to see what's happening with the ICP ecosystem and all these great launch pads, folks. Now, when it comes down to it, the markets are kind of a mixed bag right now. ICP is down 1.5% on the day. We have seen that ICP has been down 10, 11% on the week, and we'll get to ICP in just a second. When I last left you guys, I was telling you that Bob was in this flag pattern. This is a great pattern to be seen. This is a very bullish pattern. I think, though, that Bob might come a little bit closer to this $1 level. And if we go ahead here and throw up this Fibonacci retracement, you can kind of see where this thing is meeting right at the 50% Fibonacci retracement level. So we've already kind of dipped down there. I think that we might dip back down there and connect with this 50 moving average on the daily. Well, what happens if this thing connects? Right now, in my opinion, we've got some very solid Elliott wave theory momentum to the upside. If you don't know what Elliott wave theory is, I'll school you here in 1 second. Basically, Elliott wave theory operates on 2 principles: impulse waves and corrective waves. When we look at Elliott wave theory, we are looking for patterns in the candles or the price action like this. So rule of thumb states in Elliott wave theory that if this is true Elliott wave theory, span 2 to 3, cannot be the shortest span of the sequence. And from 0 to 1, we already know that span 2 to 3 is not the shortest sequence, part of the sequence. It's fairly obvious. Now, I do think that we have a good chance at coming back up to this $2 level, if not going higher. So when I look at some Fibonacci extensions here, you can kind of see how well Bob came up and nipped this 161.8. It came up, tested the hell out of it, and then kind of dipped back down. But what's very interesting about this whole thing is that I think we could see this thing come right up to the 261.8 or even the 227. And this is short-term predictions, in my opinion. So, again, if the markets take off red hot, I'm looking for about $4.78 on Bob. So that is what it is. We just need to kind of gauge to see if this thing does indeed bounce off that 50 and how close it does get to that dollar level, if it does get there. Now, EXE, folks, this is one of the projects I'm probably most bullish on. Shill Gates has really done quite a nice job on his project, Windows 98. And he's also done a phenomenal job building out Kongswap. Now, Kongswap is the blue chip DEX of the internet computer. It's the fastest, most reliable. Just check it out next time you need to trade some tokens. But anyways, EXE is really formed a very nice bull pennant. And this thing is squeezing. And just like the last video, I said this thing's squeezing. You know, so if we see this thing ripping above 92 cents, we might be able to assume that this thing has broken through this upper trend line and is on the up and up. Now, if you see this thing trading below 55 cents, though, we might have broken the lower trend line. So you need to stop back here to check in on the price tags for future technical analysis if you're holding any of these. That's why you guys should subscribe and like the video. So right now we're still in this crazy squeeze pattern, and there is some very nice swing high and swing lows here. I'm going to see if we can just break any of this down in a Fibonacci time sequence. You know, sometimes it's kind of hard to do on the fly like this, but there could be an event coming as far as incoming volatility or a reversal around January 24th for EXE. So just keep that in mind. We'll keep a tab on that as well. Kongswap has been absolutely killing it. It's up like crazy from all-time lows. This thing's up, you know, almost 400% still. So right now, Kongswap is in this very nice Fibonacci channel, and we are seeing what is called a Fibonacci sliver by default. So we are seeing the price squeeze against this channel, and you can see how price action tried to escape the channel here over the last day or two, and it got sucked right back up into it. So a Fibonacci sliver is when price action presses up against a Fibonacci channel and a symmetrical triangle or some sort of trend line. You can kind of see how there is like a splinter that is formed here. This is going to force this price to go up or down, obviously. So hopefully within the next day or two, we'll see Kongswap possibly encounter some more volatility to the upside. But I do think that if Kongswap does start to rip, you know, it's going to be gunning possibly for this 161.8, somewhere in the 10 to 15 cent range, would be my opinion. Ideally for me, I would love to see Kongswap kind of pull off one of these moves where we get some sort of ascending triangle and then move to the upside deep into the 20 cent territory. Now, ICP, folks, and also we're going to just cut back on Kong here. Kong does have a very nice falling wedge on the RSI. This is a good indicator that there could be some sort of a reversal coming as far as the buying power is concerned. In ICP, folks, I feel like I've been beating the same old drum on this thing for quite a while because it's just been trading kind of sideways forever within a range. But anyways, ICP has formed a very nice falling wedge that price action does appear to be respecting. So we are looking at the ICP 1 hour chart at the moment. It would not surprise me to see ICP maybe come down and try to scratch around at this $9.62 level. But there is a bigger picture to this whole equation here, and that is the ICP charts are looking absolutely stunner. We have a cup and handle that is formed here, and if folks, we see ICP really start to take off, we could be seeing this cup and handle produce mega gains to the upside. Now, a lot of times traders will measure cup and handles just based to the top of the cup down to the bottom of the cup. Then they'll go ahead and take a trend line, chart that out, and drop it right on top of the cup like this. And this would bring us right up to around that $150-ish level. So ICP, folks, is squeezing. The price is very much squeezing. We've got a very nice symmetrical triangle squeeze. At the low end, expect maybe a $8.15 ICP. But if this thing can bounce off those levels, I think we're going to be sitting pretty good. I hope everyone has a happy new year, and I think that we are going to make significant gains going into 2025 like we have never seen. I feel like right now we are January 1st, December 31st, 2021. So we are right in that shift. And I remember in 2021, everything started going wild in February, March, somewhere in there. So I'm hoping that is the case for this bull run. We're going to be doing a lot of crazy stuff on my X account. So again, make sure you guys head on over and check that out. Okay. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.